The office of the sheriff first came into existence during the 9th century in England, which makes it the oldest continuing non-military law enforcement entity in history. The office of the sheriff is not a department of county government. It is an independent office through which the sheriff exercises the powers of the public trust. Floyd County was created by Act of December 3, 1832, and it was not long before the office of the Floyd County Sheriff was created in May of 1833 with Sheriff Andrew H. Johnston. No individual or small group hires or fires the sheriff or has the authority to interfere with the operations of the office. The sheriff is directly accountable to the citizens through the election. The current sheriff, Tim Burkhalter, is serving his 4th and final term for the citizens of Floyd County. Sheriff Burkhalter is here today to tell us a little bit more about the Floyd County Sheriff's Office and the Floyd County Jail.
Some of the biggest changes I've noticed in my career, 34 years, is when we started in law enforcement, we basically provided ourselves, we had to provide our own weapon, flashlight, we provided a set of handcuffs, and we had to come up with a uniform. And that's the tools that we had to do the job. And over the years, we have evolved, technology has evolved, thank goodness, till we have so many more, less lethal weapons to use, such as a pepper ball gun or pepper spray, tasers, rack belts, things that allow us to not have to use our weapons or our hands. And this improved our efficiency and cut down on use of force out on the street and in the jail. Another thing that's changed quite a bit is when I started to work here, I was 25 years old, the most problems that we had to worry about any given day or night was a drunk that wanted to fight. And that involved, you know, hands-on type of thing to go on. Now, over the years, we rarely have those drunks that want to fight. Most of the biggest problem we have now are methamphetamine or fentanyl related, where our inmates come in and they're very combative, they're very strung out on drugs, they're fighting everybody, they're in bad shape physically, they're medically in bad shape. We have to spend we got a full-time medical staff on duty now that we are basically a trauma unit in the back of the jail to deal with the sick that are here. And the closing of Northwest Regional, the mental health crisis that we face, a lot of our inmates are having mental health problems. The service is basically, the sheriff is the chief law enforcement officer of the county, and we do patrols as part of our job, but primarily since we have a Floyd County Police Department, we focus on our core responsibilities of running this jailhouse with the inmates in it, making sure they're fed and taken care of medically and shipped to court. We serve the papers, TPOs, warrants, and all types of court papers. We also are responsible for the courthouse, the security there, the judges and the jurors and all the employees, and we serve all the papers that come from the courthouse too. We have 150 sworn employees and 10 civilian employees. For our sworn staff in the jail, they have post certifications to be jail officer and certain certifications of the jail that they learn dealing with the inmates. And then when they are sworn as a deputy sheriff, we have our post certifications that they are required to do a 10-week school. A typical day at the sheriff's office at the jail starts about 5 o'clock in the morning when we get the inmates up to go with the long chain, which is the prison bus. Those who are sentenced or going down to prison, they'll leave on that bus about 5 o'clock, 5:30, and then we will start getting our kitchen help up to start the meals for the day for the inmates and the staff. We typically have between 500 and 800 inmates to feed. Sick call, our employees will go around with medical, they'll get inmates up that are sick, and the nursing staff will take a look at them and see what they need. We'll have store call where the inmates are able to order products from our jail store. But they have to be shaved every 2 or 3 days. We'll have one day they'll be shaved, and the next week we'll change out the linen. Different things happen on different days. Of course, then we'll have lunch served. We serve 2 hot meals a day at the Floyd County Jail, and lunch is usually a sandwich and chips or something that meets the nutritional requirements that we have. And then in the evenings, we have the evening meals. During that day, we'll have completed some of the other tasks that we may have that come up. including having inmates labor come up and clean offices or clean the grounds outside. We have an outside crew that gets out and works on the jail with our maintenance employees, fixing things that are broke, unclogging showers, things such as that. And then around evening time, we'll get everybody in. Some of them will watch TV. Sometimes we'll have a chaplain corps come in, and they'll meet with the churches. We'll meet with the inmates later in the evening. Sometimes we have our drug intervention folks here that help our inmates, and then we'll put them to bed probably about 10 o'clock and then lock down the jail. And after we get the inmates locked down, then we'll have our night shift will come in, and they'll do duties at night that we have a third shift employees of the jail as well. I mean, when I say that, I'm talking about our inmates who buff the floors and replace the light bulbs and do the thing night shift maintenance does. How does the sheriff's office impact our community? Very big, I hope. That's our goal to always be, since I've been sheriff, to get out here and make an impression in our community that lasts a long time with our kids. I hope the next sheriff gets out here and tries to outdo me and increase our footprint in our community. We have 10 core programs that we have, and you can see them on our website. Primarily, we start from the youngest kids, 6th graders, on our Chance program, educating our kids about drugs and staying at home safely, and the internet, to our senior citizens. We have programs that benefit our senior citizens about scams, church security, different types of things that we do. We're really proud. We have our Offender Watch program, which lets you know who lives in your community. If you have a sex offender that lives close by, you can know by looking at that. We have our Rome, Georgia Cares, which is our program that helps when we have disaster. That we get out, it can be as many as 100 employees, or it can be as many as 10, but we get out in other communities and show other states how well how big a heart that we have in Floyd County, and our employees all volunteer to do that. We've got some of the best employees in Floyd County, the lowest paid law enforcement in Floyd County, but they give the most. They get out here and show their hearts every day when they get out here and work in our community.